Hi, I'm Mei Bouchard, and I am an artist for Cirque du Soleil. I am part of the Quarterlies routine, and I do the skipping act as well as play the rabbit character. Well, before Florida, I lived in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
And my dad got transferred to Florida for a job. He worked at Disney, which was nice as a kid.
Yeah.
And so I lived in Longwood for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
I moved around the area, Longwood, Winter Springs, Lake Mary area.
Mm-hmm.
I started dance in Sanford when I was 11, tap, jazz, ballet, and I really wanted to pursue dance. So I danced for a while after school every day. And then I auditioned for Disney, and I worked at Disney for a little bit, Universal for a little bit, and at the same time I was kind of doing some aerial at the dance studio I was part of, and I was like, I really like this, I kind of enjoy this, and so when I graduated, I looked for gyms around the area. There's a lot of circus type gyms in the Kissimmee area, so I was like, maybe I could do this for a living, and so I trained there every night in addition to working, and I went to Valencia for a year as well. And I was like, well, maybe I should send in my video to Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
So I sent them because they had an audition at La Nuba, which is the permanent show here in Orlando. And they invited me, and a few months after, they asked me to take a contract for Quidam. I did some day parades at Disney, as well as some character performing, meet and greets. It was really cool to interact with the different people, and it kind of gets you prepared, working with different people from all over the world as well. And it's very demanding sometimes in the heat of Florida, as you well know, and performing for adrenaline and everything. For Universal, I danced at Harry Potter World. I opened Harry Potter World, so that was very exciting to be part of that. A little girl named Zoe.
Okay.
And she feels a little ignored and bored. And the Quidam arrives. The Quidam is a passerby, a no one, and he opens her door of imagination. Because Zoe feels a little disconnected from her family. They're not really paying attention to her. And so it takes you through her world of imagination, and she finally gets reconnected with her parents. This is a very human show. It's a lot about relationships that I think a lot of people can take from. Well, my act consists of 5 people on stage. I'm a team of 7, but we have 5 ropes, then they hang 36 feet in the air. Think of it as gym class. You had gym class and you had to climb the rope every day for gym. It's like that, and that's pretty much what we do. And we climb and we wrap ourselves up and we do acrobatic tricks in the air without hitting the ground. For the rabbit, she's flirty, she's fun. It's based off of a French story of a princess who wanted to be loved, but she was very beautiful. So in order to find love, she dressed up as this donkey, and she was trying to look and see who would love her for herself, not for her beauty. So the rabbit character kind of runs around the stage, kind of flirting with all the guys, trying to find love, essentially. And it's different between doing my act and doing the characters, and they're completely 2 different moods. So you'll be doing, in the first half, I'll be doing the rabbit and running around like crazy. In the second half, I'll be more serious and confident in the rope act. There's several different aspects that contribute to it. I think some of them are the high level of acrobatic and athleticism that the artists bring. We have ex-Olympians, we have people who've trained since they were 3 doing what they do best in being world championships. We have live music, which we have really great musicians that bring different tones to it. The staging and the artistic side of the director that he brings as well, and the storyline. it's kind of, the story is very, while there's a story to it, it's very open to interpretation as well, which kind of makes you think. It's kind of like art. You look at art and it kind of makes you think. You're like, why is that there? What is that there? Like, there's a loose story to it, but at the same time, there's a mystery to it that you don't quite understand. And I think that's what Cirque du Soleil brings that's different. I wasn't so much from like a competition background. I didn't have any gymnastics background. My background was purely dance and a little bit of aerial. I did aerial tissue, and the number I'm part of is the vertical rope act. So instead of 2 pieces of fabric hanging, I had 1 rope. So they actually taught me how to do the corps d'Elise in Montreal while I was there training for 2 months. And there they teach you your makeup, and they teach you all the different cues that you would be doing on stage in addition to your act as well. To have a really good awareness of your body and an awareness of what you can do, and then how you can work up, start small, and make your tricks slightly bigger every time as you get more comfortable with it. We also have a really good technical rigging team, and they check all of our equipment, all of our carabiners that we're hanging off of, all of our ropes to make sure everything's in tip-top shape. So nothing of a physical aspect goes wrong. Well, out on tour, Monday and Tuesday we have off. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we have, Wednesday, Thursday usually we have single shows, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday we have 2 shows. Wednesday and Thursday, you think, oh, 1 show, yeah, I'm off the whole day. But actually we have training for most of the day just to make sure the lights and the sound, and just to keep us in shape as well, to make sure everything's tight. So we'll train in the afternoon, going around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we'll have a show at 7:30. And then after the show, I like to stay and train as well. Because if I work out before the show, I get really tired. So after the show, stay in condition, and then go to bed and do the same thing. There's 105 of us, and sometimes it does get pretty lonely on tour. But you usually have your friends that you're really close to, and then you have friends that you're not as close to, but you'll hang out sometimes. So it's kind of like a big family. Sometimes you'll hang out, sometimes you won't. You kind of go through different moods on tour and how you're feeling. In Hawaii, we were in Hawaii, so I got to scuba dive, which is really exciting, my new hobby now. When we were in Canada, we went hiking a lot in the mountains, as well as in like Colorado and some of the East Coast Appalachian Mountains we've been in. We're just finishing up the North American tour now, so in the next few months then we'll be heading to Europe, so I'm very excited to see. I'm very happy to be where I am at Cirque. And then we'll see how things evolve and change and how I feel like later. There's no telling. Now I'm excited to come back to Florida because now my friends and family can see this is what it looks like when you run away and join the circus.